One of the greats of the sport of mixed martial arts, arguably the greatest of all time, heavyweight champion, light heavyweight champion, UFC 68, came back after 12 months to beat Tim Sylvia, dropped him in the first minute. What a moment it was in Columbus. This man is an inspiration to us all. And just a few weeks ago, walked himself to the hospital as he was suffering a heart attack, then went under the knife, and then walked himself back home. He's one of the voices of the Professional Fighters League. He is the great Randy the Natural Couture, who
Look at that, Ariel.
whoa, look at that. To Ariel.
That one sign just for you, brother.
I appreciate that. Wow. Is this breaking? I don't know if I knew that there was a Randy Couture MMA ball, but is that breaking news right over there?
Brand spanking new, brother.
Wow. When does that come out?
Yeah. We're just releasing it now. I'm signing 250 of them as giveaways. Dave is here, got me in the middle of the signing. So Dave has designated this one for you and a spot on your desk. Right
Oh my gosh, what an honor. This is great. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You bet. We appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Well, let me just say it's great to see you, Randy. And that was a crazy story. Could you tell? I know you're probably a little bit sick. You probably told family members, and you probably had to recite the story. But for us, if you don't mind, one last time, what happened? Tell us the story from beginning to end, because this is quintessential Randy Couture here.
It was a very weird day. I was on Tuesday I was on a horse finishing up a Western with Michael Jai White called Outlaw of Johnny Black, and then went into the gym on Wednesday. I had a day off and was getting a training session in. It felt great. Near the end of the training session, I started to feel like crap, and I'm like, man, it hasn't been that long. It's only been a week. Pretty normal session, a block instruction and stuff that we do at Unbreakable. And I thought, man, I popped a rib. I got this weird radiating ache in my chest that won't go away. And I try to roll it out on the foam roller, and my back popped, but nothing changed. And took a recovery drink at Unbreakable, and immediately had to go to the trash can and throw it up. So I knew something wasn't right. And because I've never been a puker ever. So went home, thought I just overdid it, laid on the bed for 5 minutes or so, and this ache would not go away. And I said, man, something's wrong. Let's walk over to the emergency room, which my place in LA is about 3 blocks from Cedar Sinai emergency room. So we walked over to the emergency room. They got me in very quickly, hooked me up to an EKG, and then all hell broke loose. They're like, dude, you're having a heart attack. And
wow.
They rushed me right upstairs to the cath lab. Went in through my wrist and went in and my thick blood had created a giant clot in my main artery, the widowmaker, of course. I had a plaque rupture, and your blood goes to the plaque rupture like it would any wound to heal that wound. And my blood's so thick, it created a giant clot that occluded the whole artery. So they went in, sucked out the clot, put in a stent to keep the artery open. Had to start a blood thinner and a statin to stabilize the little bit of plaque I have in that artery. But other than that, man, I feel great. I feel normal. I had great workouts this week. I think I went 8 or 9 rounds sparring on Friday, so I feel good. A little sore from working out, getting back into the groove, but other than that, I feel great.
Wow. Okay, and just to be clear, you've never suffered a heart attack before, right?
No, I have never suffered any kind of injury like that or illness like that. It was kind of a weird day, so I didn't know what was going on. I couldn't figure it out. I literally thought I popped a rib, which I've done lots of times. It was this weird dull ache that kind of radiated around my chest, and it just wouldn't go away.
Did they tell you, okay, if you would have waited, a day or two, it could have gone worse? The timing of it all, of you checking yourself in.
They told me I was lucky that I came in when I came in. If I'd have waited another 30 or 40 minutes, it would have been a different outcome.
Wow. What kind of outcome?
The widowmaker is called the widowmaker for a reason.
Oh my gosh.
It's the artery that kills a lot of people with heart disease. Now, I don't have heart disease. I don't fit any of those categories. I do have some genetics. I'm finding out now that my father had his first heart attack in his 50s and actually died of heart disease. So I don't have heart disease. I do have some plaque in that one main artery, probably from a car accident in 1994. They suspected scar tissue. So
Whoa.
it was a bit, like I said, it was a weird day. I'm glad things worked out the way they were, and I wasn't stubborn. Normally, I would have said, "I just overdid it," and tried to, push through it. And for whatever reason, I think throwing up certainly got my attention. Like I said, I've never been a puker, so we went in, and I'm glad we did.
Wow. When you hear something like that, 30 to 40 minutes, it could be worst case scenario. What does that do to you? Does that scare you? Like, do you feel like a different person now? Do you
I
have a new lease on life?
Yeah, well, I think that anytime something like that happens, it certainly gets your attention. Um, so yeah, here I've spent my entire career kind of being that guy that used his conditioning to win. I wasn't always the biggest, strongest, or fastest athlete, but damn it, I will outwork you. And so to have a heart attack, it was just kind of strange. It kind of chips away at your identity a little bit and who you are, who you thought you were. And so I was certainly happy to be back up and running, feeling a lot more normal, a lot more like myself. And in a lot of ways, I feel better. We thinned the blood out, and seeing things seem to be functioning better. So that's a good thing.
And so, in total, you were there 3 days in the hospital?
2 nights, 2 nights. Yeah.
Okay. And so you really did walk yourself there and walk yourself home?
Yeah. I like I said, I live 3 blocks from the emergency room. It makes a lot more sense. I'm up and walking, so why not walk over there? It'd be a lot faster than taking an Uber or a cab or certainly an ambulance, and then forget about the cost. I mean, so I felt fine, other than I felt like this weird ache. I couldn't figure it out. So we walked over, and I thought, well, I walked in here. By God, I'm walking home.
How long was the surgery for?
Pretty quick. I think they get in there and get that done in under an hour.
Wow.
Uh, they put a catheter right up to your main artery. If you're a smaller person, they have to go through your thigh. I'm big enough that they went through the artery on my wrist and accessed my heart that way. And I had a really dandy bruise there for about 2 weeks.
Wow. And so when you came home, like, did they say, like, you need to chill out, you need to stop, pushing yourself, maybe stay away from the gym? Like, what kind of restrictions were put on you?
There were actually, I was cleared to start training. Obviously, they wanted me to take it easy and ease back into it. They weren't really sure what to do with me. I'm not overweight. I don't have heart disease. I don't fit a lot of the categories for somebody that's walking into their emergency room with a heart attack. So it was a bit strange. The doctors were scratching their head. Um, I didn't really know about the scar tissue that I had there. I went back to my old team doctor in Oregon, which is where that accident happened, and he had done an angiogram back in '03. I think might have been '07. That showed that scar tissue and showed that little bit of plaque in that particular artery. And he sent me those letters to give to the cardiologist and all of that as I went through this whole process. So it was just a weird day.
Did you see all everyone, once this news came out, everyone tweeting about it, sending you wishes? Are you even able to see any of that afterwards, or the whole, I mean, obviously
My
not top of
phone,
mind?
yeah, absolutely. My phone blew up that next morning on Thursday morning. I walked into the hospital on Wednesday in the afternoon, and by Thursday morning it had gone public. Um, and TMZ did a thing on it and all that, and my phone just blew up. It was amazing. It was overwhelming, the outpouring of love, and man, I don't even know what to say about that. It was pretty unbelievable. So I appreciate all my fans and all the people out there that reached out to me. If I didn't make it back to you, you got to understand that it was a
Yes.
pretty overwhelming situation.
By the way, how did they find out about it? How did TMZ find out that you were in the hospital?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I think they must have scouts or people that stake out the emergency rooms or stake out the hospitals for situations like that. I honestly don't know. Um, so it is what it is. They're always been really good to me, and I've tried to, as you know, be good to the media and embrace the media and not shy away from the media. So sometimes it can be negative things, but they've been pretty dang good to me.
Yeah. So I'm guessing you weren't bothered by the fact that it was made public.
There was no way to keep a lid on that. Sooner or later, our sport. Sooner or later, that stuff's always going to get out. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. So you might as well make the most of it, make it positive, put it out there the way it needs to be put out there.
Do you find a month later, do you find that you appreciate life a little more now, that you view things a little differently?
I think, I've always kind of been of that mindset anyway. You never know when you're going to draw your last breath. So you honestly need to live your life and be happy and do the things that bring you passion. So that certainly enhanced a little bit more. I think anytime you have a near death experience, it changes your perception on a lot of things. So I'm blessed. I have an amazing family. I have 3 wonderful kids. All those things come into sharper focus under these circumstances.
And as far as like what you have to do now in terms of staying healthy and staying out of the hospital and not recreating this, how has your life changed?
Well, I have a couple new medications that I have to take every single day, and some of that may be for the short term, maybe a half a year or a year. Some of that may be for the rest of my life, which is fine. I mean, I'm okay with that. It certainly could be a lot worse. There are people in a lot worse situations with their health. So that's a small price to pay to be healthy, to keep this blood thin. I have to continue to stay on the blood and give blood right now every 2 weeks until we get my numbers down into the normal range. My hemoglobin and hematocrit are very high and for some reason spiked above normal. They've always been right at the top of normal, but for whatever reason, they jumped above normal and caused part of this problem. The dehydration from the workout and the thick blood were probably the 2 leading factors for what happened.
Just a few days after this, there was another PFL event. You, of course, had to miss that. How much did that bother you?
It bothered me, and I could have made it back to Vegas for that final for the light heavyweights and the heavyweights, and I wanted to. I wanted to work, but George, uh, Greenberg encouraged me that they really wanted me to sit out. They didn't want to have any repercussions or ramifications. Just recover, get healthy, and come back for the final.
Oh, did we lose him?
I got you.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. Maybe you got a call in the middle, right?
Exactly.
All right. I still hear you.
Decline.
There he is,
I'm
alive and
back.
well. So you will be returning on December 31st.
I will be there for the New Year's Eve finale. Absolutely. Can't wait. It's going to be an amazing night of fight.
So no problems flying or anything like that. No concerns about any of that.
Nope. I've already flown. There are no other issues or restrictions on me. This new medication, especially the statin, will stabilize the plaque so we don't have any more plaque ruptures. Uh, kind of trying to stay away from the red meat, but the statin again will keep my bad cholesterol bottomed out so I don't develop any more plaque in any of my arteries. And then the blood thinner will make sure that nothing sticks to that stent that's
Oh,
in that artery. So they don't want any other plaque or any other thick blood sticking to that stent and causing any more issues. But other than that, I'm clear.
these days everyone's going plant-based. Perhaps.
Yeah. And I did that for a while. When I first got down to 205 with the help of Ryan Parsons, our chiropractor and nutritionist guru, I did the plant-based thing for quite a while when I came down to fight Chuck the first time. And
Really?
I felt pretty darn good. Again, I don't know if I'll ever be a vegan or a vegetarian, but definitely limiting the red meat and sticking more to the chicken and the fish and trying. I've always kind of tried to eat clean and do what was best for this machine that I'm trying to run at a high level. So I got no issues. I saw the Game Changer, the new documentary that's out, and
Yes.
pretty interesting. A lot of interesting information in that. Certainly, maybe a little skewed towards the vegan or vegetarian thing, but I think there was some interesting stuff there for sure.
And how about your old pal Gina Carano in Star Wars now? You see this? You're doing your acting
Yeah,
thing.
the
She's doing.
Mandalorian.
How about that, huh?
Yeah, no, she's killing it. She's great. Uh, Obviously, been a great friend and a huge fan of hers for a long time, and really proud and happy to see all the inroads that she's been making in the acting world, and no better person for that success.
Well, I'm very happy for you, Randy. I'm happy to hear. It was obviously very scary news. You don't hear this often in our little community, and you're one of the most beloved figures in the history of the sport. So I'm happy that you're doing okay, that you're feeling better, and that you'll be calling the action on December 31st. That's insane. I thought maybe you'd take the rest of the year off, but the natural never sleeps. How about that?
No
So
rest for the best.
yes, I wish you the best, and thank you for the bobblehead. I look forward to putting it right here on my desk.
Thanks, man. Thank you. Appreciate you having me on and setting the story straight and always being the guy that you are.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Randy. All the best to you.
Thanks, bud. Be well.
All right, there he is, the great Randy Couture joining us, and great to hear that he is feeling better. Obviously, very scary stuff, but he looks to be in great spirits, and he looks to be in great health. How about that? Hello, everyone. It's Ariel Helwani. I just came here to thank you for watching our ESPN YouTube channel. It's the best. You know what else is the best? The ESPN app. You can get highlights, analysis, all that stuff and more. And if you want premium content and live streaming sports, there's only one place for all of that. It's ESPN Plus.